Selected. Photos. But everything on your screen.
Hi. Even before I could say hi, VoiceOver started talking. Well, it seems to me that VoiceOver is just as eager as I am. A wonderful good day to you all from the knowledge chest. Today's VoiceOver video is going to be about the email app on the iPhone. Now, there are many email apps to choose from on an iPhone, just as on a PC. One may use Outlook on a PC and on the iPhone as well. But today, I am going to focus on the default application of the email, meaning it's the application that comes with your iOS device, called Mail. Let's go to the Settings app.
Selected. Screen recording. Dock. Settings.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Settings app here and double tap on the Settings app.
Settings.
I'm going to touch with one finger at the bottom of the screen, just that I can get there quickly.
Reminders. Button.
Then I'm going to three-finger tap to find out exactly where I am at the bottom.
Group. Rows 20 to 33 of 142. Bottom of screen.
Okay. Now, the iPhone stayed where it actually, where I put it since the last time I was in settings. I'm lucky. So now I can just see if I can find the mail settings quickly.
Calendar. Contact. iPhone mail. Button.
There goes. iPhone mail. In my case, it's called iPhone mail. In your case, it may just be called mail. It depends what you've renamed it to. So we're going to double tap there and look at a few settings.
Allow mail to access. Heading. iPhone. Allow mail to access. Heading.
The first heading we get to. So here we also find that it's divided into headings. So now we get to where it asks us, allow mail to access. That means simply that we must now choose what can the app access. What for instance, here we get Siri and search.
Siri and search. Button.
So now it simply means that Siri can actually learn from the Mail app and from the behavior of the Mail app and make suggestions on the lock screen and so forth, especially in iOS 16. All of these settings should more or less be the same for iOS 15 users, but this is primarily for iOS 16 as I'm using 16 for this video. So I would encourage you folks who have iOS 15 to actually just go and check it out and see what's the same there. So let's swipe right again.
Notifications. Banners. Sounds. Badges. Button.
Asks the notifications. What kind of notifications should be sent in the Mail app? Mine is on fully by all ways and means, because if I do get emails, I want to be notified in as many ways as possible.
Mobile data. On.
Mobile data simply means that if it's on, then even though when you are roaming out and about, you will still receive emails. Otherwise, if it's off, it'll just be on Wi-Fi.
Preferred language. Accounts. 2. Button.
Now, I just skipped preferred language. It's not really, it's quite a logic there, because you can just choose your preferred language in which it must be, the Mail app must be displayed. But in this case here, I want to focus on accounts. Now, when I double tap on accounts,
heading,
it simply then gives me the option here to choose my account. I can create a new account. I have two accounts on this iPhone, my iCloud and my Gmail account, with all different settings in them. You can add an account here as well, where you can then add a new mail account, and you can follow the prompts there on the screen when you do decide to create one. It just asks you your email address, your username, password, and what kind of mail provider you're using. Outlook, excuse me, not Outlook, Gmail, or maybe iCloud, or what service provider are you using for your email. You can then choose that, and it'll set up your mail according to that. Okay, so I'm going to go back.
iPhone mail, back button, iPhone mail, accounts, 2, button,
and then swipe right again.
Message list, heading, preview, 5 lines, button.
Simply previewing your messages 5 lines at a time.
Show the /cc labels, off, swipe options, button, messages, swipe options.
Swipe options
button.
are not relevant to us voiceover users. Most of the settings in the swipe options are dimmed if you go in there. It's not really relevant for voiceover.
Messages, heading, ask before deleting, off.
Ask before deleting. Some of these things are quite self-explanatory, which I will not really go into, but I'm going to try and find the most important stuff to shorten this video.
Privacy protection, button.
Privacy protection simply means that in iOS 16, from iOS 16, your email address are hidden from trackers and other malicious spam apps and things. Apple does that to hide your email address so that it's not easily tracked.
Follow-up suggestions, threading, heading, organized by thread, on.
I want to speak about threading quickly. Organized by thread simply means your messages are then organized by thread. And then when someone sends you 2, 3, 4, 5 emails at a time, it will simply then be grouped in one message with organized by thread, which you can view message for message.
Collapse read messages, on.
Collapse read messages just simply means that when you do swipe and a message is read, then it will be collapsed. It won't be expanded to so that you don't have to swipe as many times to then read that message as well, even if especially if you read the message before.
Most recent message on top, on. Complete threads, on. Muted thread action, mark as read, button.
Muted thread action simply means that it can be marked as read. There are different actions you can perform here.
Block sender options, move to pin, button.
Block sender options. If you block a sender, you can choose to block a sender, and it will then the mail will be moved to the bin or the deleted items.
Blocked, button.
If you have blocked a sender and you double tap on blocked, it will show all the senders that you have blocked. If you do not want email from someone, you will block it, and then you will be able basically then not to receive email from that person ever. But then it will go live there in that list, and you will be able to unblock it if you choose as well.
Composing, heading.
Let's go to composing.
Always BCC myself, off. Mark addresses, Off. Button. Increase quote level. On. Include attachments with replies. When adding recipients. Button.
Include attachments with replies. And it's very handy to include the attachments with replies so that people can see what it's about, especially if it, but if you don't really have data to do it, don't do it. But if you do have a very uncapped, you can do it so that the person that you reply to can even see the attachment and knows what, and then knows what it's about.
Signature. Paul Drake. Button.
There's my signature. You can create your own e-signature there so that people will, that it will then appear in your messages when you send people messages, that they can read it at the bottom there.
Default account. Mail. Button.
The default account, meaning that your iPhone mail or your mail asks which account should it use when it sends and receives mail. I say my Gmail because that's what I usually use.
Messages created outside. Sending. Heading.
Let's go to sending.
Undo send delay. 30 seconds. Button.
Undo send delay. Very handy feature. If you send a message to Nick, for instance, nick@gmail.com, and you remember, oops, it's not nick@gmail.com, it's nick@icloud.com. Then you can undo the send and you have 30 seconds to do so. You can change this value 10 seconds and upwards up to 30 seconds.
Undo send delay. Button.
So that's the last setting there.
Settings. Back button.
I'm going to go back.
Settings. Heading.
And that, people, is the settings for your email. Now I'm just going to briefly go into the email app.
iPhone mail. No unread emails.
The nice thing, I just tap on that and it even tells me if I have unread mails or not. But if I want to go check, I double tap.
Mail. Mailboxes. Back button.
So here are my different mailboxes. It defaults to all inboxes, so I can actually go check out all my emails, all my unread emails at a glance. When I swipe right,
all in edit. But search field.
I can search for a mail here.
Abdullah.
And when I swipe right, then all my emails are organized in a list here, which you can view by swiping left and right and double tapping on the email to read it.
Doc.
That, in a nutshell, is our voiceover of today, discussing the default email client on the iPhone. I hope you have enjoyed this video and that you will learn from it as much as possible.
10:32 a.m. Screen recording in progress.